Sanbanani, 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 good afternoon. I'm going to try this one more time because initially when I was taking videos and they weren't saving and so forth, but I'm gonna try so that this can work. I want this to work. Now, we'll get into this. Woo, Schoa. Let's get on to the story, right? So this lady says, "Hi, I am a mature woman feeling lonely and I feel like I no longer want to be here. I have nothing to look forward to. My friends and family have their own lives and not included um, when having vacations or yeah. I was desperate for love when I moved with my then partner, but realized later that we are not good for each other. I have tried doing different things, but no longer. What's I've tried doing different things, but no longer want to try because I end up feeling lonely. Okay, so sometimes we think that we are lonely, but in actual fact, we are running away from self actualization. We are running away from self awareness. We are running away from dealing with certain things about ourselves, and we think that we are lonely, right? So, these are one of the things that one, as an individual, as a woman, that you can start doing when you are feeling lonely, right? I will go deeper a little bit about this, but this is going to be helpful. So, do what we call a love language test. So, when you do a love language test, you will get to understand what your love language is. So, when you do a love language test, take the top three love languages. So, for example, there's acts of service, there is words of affirmation, there's quality time, there's physical touch, there's gift, right? So these are your five love languages. So when you do a love language test, you will discover how you as an individual would like to be loved. So instead of you expecting someone to then do it towards you, then what you would then need to do is then you will then have to do it to yourself. I'll make an example. If your love language is quality time, right? If your love language is quality time, mix quality time with the things that you like or the things that you love, like um, your hobbies. For example, I'll make an example. One of the things that I enjoy, that I love doing, is hiking. So when I hike, I get to spend some quality time alone. I get to understand how I am as I'm hiking, when I go uphill, when I go through the rocks, when I start, I even get to understand my little frustrations, because you're alone, right? Then you get to enjoy that quality time. So it's very important that when you are feeling lonely, that you must discover yourself, right? Discover what is inside of you, discover how you are in different places, right? So do a love language test, number one, and discover what is your love language. So instead of you expecting someone to then show you love, you do it to self. And you can combine that with doing hobbies that you love. So if you're a book lover, you can actually go, and if you're a book lover and your love language is quality time, then you can go to places where you are able to read your books and enjoy that quality time, right? So that's the first thing that as a person that you can do. There's actually more that I want to actually say from this particular story, and for one to be able to discover better, to discover themselves. There's something I like what one of the things she says. She says, I was desperate for love. I was desperate for love when I moved with my partner then, but I realized that later we're not good for each other. So doing the love language test again, it's going to help you get better how you want to be loved, and do it to yourself, right? But there are times where you know yourself, right? You are aware of yourself, but you want to associate, you want to be with other people. So when you've done that love language test and discover things about yourself, you can start now going to other people, going to book clubs, going to joining hiking clubs. I'm making an example, right, from that for the previous example. Go to joining hiking clubs, and this is going to assist you so that you can meet other people who are like-minded. But the good thing about it is that, or the great thing about it is, then the most thing about it is, you are going to be your authentic self. You don't have to pretend to be something that you are not. right? You are not going to you don't need to pretend to be something you are not. There's a lot of things I would have said from definitely from this, but what you can do is you can check out my article, and I speak a lot about development stages, so you can also get to understand the development stages and understand about feeling desperate. Desperation is when you are feeling desperate, meaning there's a need, right? And when there is that need, how do you how do you expect the need for love? How do you expect for someone? That means when you need something you are lacking, how do you expect for someone to give you something when you don't have, right? And yeah, check out my article that when I speak a lot about this particular story, I speak more about the development stage. I speak about desperation as well. But definitely do a love language test, and you can learn to discover more about yourself and learn to love you better, right? One of the other things I like from the desperation part is that one of the things I love to say is that um, women marry not necessarily for love, but also as a way of removing themselves from their childhood traumas, removing them away from their families and where they were born, right? And we end up, because of the pressure of society and the development stage of when you are between the ages of 25 and 55, you need to be in a certain level in terms of established a career, children, your own home, and so forth. And what happens is that because of that societal pressure, you tend to think and believe if you don't have those things, then there's something wrong with you, right? And when you feel and believe that there's something wrong with you, we end up putting pressure on ourselves. And you are 2 months down the line in the relationship, and you're pressurizing Mntanabantu to marry you. And at times, other women pay for their own lobola. So do DM me if you have any stories. Do DM me if you've got any challenges that's happening in your life, whether we are talking about trauma and we are talking about suicidal thoughts. And the whole point of this chat is so that we can heal, for us to find rest and be at peace. This is a platform for us to vent, to cry, to break down. And guys, man, there's a lot going on. So yeah, DM me. You can WhatsApp me on 081 040 3402. I'll check you out on my next video. Bye bye, and I love you. God bless you.